Hey guys, Joanne here with Newegg TV. I'm here to do an overview on these Rosewill Throne full tower computer cases. And I know a lot of you have been looking forward to the window versions, which they have, and they've also included two separate colors for you, the black, which is standard, everybody loves black, and gunmetal gray. Here's a quick 360 of the black case just for your viewing pleasure. Comes with a window as well. But I'm going to remove it so you can see a little bit of the inside. Oh. Hinge design doors can be pretty awesome as they come off very easily. So as you can see, it is painted all in black on the inside. I'm gonna move it right along to the rear. Nothing on this side, and back to the front. I'll be going over the gunmetal gray version as the inside of the case is a lot easier to see versus the black because of the color. And as you can see, this has a very cool looking design on it. It kind of resembles a blade. I mentioned that in the video I did of the original throne case without the window, but it also looks like a castle or anything you get from the medieval times or just way long ago. And this case is made of steel with some plastic pieces. It measures 9.14 inches wide, 22.84 inches tall, and 21.89 inches deep. Up at the front, there's a little sticker here you can remove, but I won't, where it tells you to push to open this front door. Right now it swings to the right, however, they've made it so if you pop these out from the inside, you can swap this over onto the left side. Very versatile, very cool, depending on what your preference is. 3 5¼ inch drive bays, easily removable covers, just like this. They've even included some foamy stuff here for you to help catch some dust. And there's also an adapter for a 3.5 inch drive inside as well. Down below, you get two 140mm white LED fans. However, there are mounting points for two 120mm fans. I'll go ahead and remove this cover in a little bit. I'll need to be standing for that. That's why I'm just gonna finish up the 360 first. And you get plenty of mesh ventilation here as well for airflow, and what looks like large honeycomb ventilation behind it. Moving right along, you get a large window to see into your internal components, and once again, you see the gray color of the interior. Oh, yes, before I forget, I did last time almost. You get a rather large side dust filter. One moment, having trouble taking it out, but it's not that difficult. Here it is, to catch the dust from the PSU and bottom mounted fan. Very handy. On the rear of the case, you get several rubber grommets to route your cables through or your water cooling tubes, knockout for your input-output shield on your motherboard, 10 expansion slots for multi-card setup, and plenty of honeycomb ventilation all around. Bottom power supply mount, and if you look in here, you'll be able to see that this power supply mount comes with these rather tall rubberized feet to help with the airflow as well as reduce vibration. And of course, I won't forget this 140mm rear exhaust fan. Oh, and of course you get two front intakes. But it also comes with a mounting point for a 120mm fan. Just smoothness on this side. I'm going to remove the front bezel so you can get a closer look inside at the fans. And one thing to note is you'll want to remove the front bezel always before you remove the top panel, and replace the top panel before putting the front bezel back on. You don't want to break any of the little plastic hooks. So here we go. It takes a little bit of strength by me, but I'm also a little weaker. So here is the front panel off, and there are cables connected to it, so do be careful. Here is a closer look at the two 140 wide LED fans at the front, and the mounting points for the two 120mm fans, the drive bays, 5¼ inch, and the 3.5 inch adapter. At the top of the case, beneath this fin design, you get two included 140mm fans. These are top exhausts, and like the rear exhaust, they are not LED. And you can also include either two 120mm fans or a radiator of up to 280mm. Now, here's the cool part. You'll notice the fin design is reminiscent of the Thor V2. Well, it's super epic just like it, but aside from that, when you push the slider to the right, you get all the fins open, which gives you max airflow for the top exhaust. Heat rises, yes, direction of airflow. And slide it back down for silence, for those of you who prefer more noiseless chassis. Moving right along, they've included a hot swap bay for you for 3.5 and 2.5 inch drives, very handy, as well as 2 fan speed controllers. Controls up to 4 fans each, total 8 fans for the case. They're labeled A and B, so you'll know which set of fans you're controlling. Sliding the control back will increase the intensity of the LEDs for the front fans or for your LED fans, as well as increase the speed. And up here, down here, is the large power button. You also get headphone, microphone jacks, 2 USB 3.0 ports, and 4 USB 2.0 ports. At the bottom of the case, you get tall, raised feet for better air circulation, flowiness, as well as some slightly padded rubberized feet to help reduce the vibration. I've removed the dust filter from the side already, but you can see that there are mounting points for a 120 and a 140mm fan. And here is the honeycomb ventilation for where the power supply sits. Also honeycomb ventilation. I find that it is quite popular these days. On the right side of the case, just going to take off these thumb screws, and it is a hinge design, which is pretty awesome because it comes off and goes on the case very easily, because sometimes I have trouble with the sliding ones, and this is a very thick piece of metal, therefore very heavy. Yes, very heavy. On this side, you get a cutout for your aftermarket heatsink, rolled edges all across the top holes too, and so many of these rubber grommets, which is great for tidying up those cables. Some tie-down points, of course you will need those, which they had more though, and you get about an inch of space behind the motherboard tray, between it and the side panel. On this side, all your drives, which I will go over on the other side of the case, and here are, I believe, your fans. So you see A3, A1, you have your front fans plugged in, as well as the LEDs and the top fans that are routed from these cable leads. Also on the right side of the case, of course, you get your 5¼ inch. You could see it from the other side too, but I'll just show you here. It is toolless. Simply slide to lock and unlock. And also one more thing, motherboard compatibility. I'm gonna go a little bit more in detail for this one. It's compatible with Mini ATX, Micro ATX, ATX, and for E-ATX motherboards, 12 inches by 10.3 inches, XL-ATX motherboards, 13.5 inches by 10.3 inches. Can also include SSI CEB and SSI EEB motherboards, which are standard form factors for dual or multi-processor motherboards, so basically server motherboards. Here's a look at the interior of the case. I have it flipped around, so I've already removed the side panel, window, and inside. Here is another look at your rear exhaust, 140, with its 3-pin connector with the option of Molex with pass-through. Tip this a little bit for the 2 top exhaust 140s, and they're plugged in already to the fan speed control. There are no motherboard standoffs on here. Usually I see them, but they should be included in the accessories bundle. Now I'm going to take a look at what all of these lovely cables have to offer. Oh, there's so many. Well, for sure, you're getting the USB 20-pin USB 3.0 header. You should also get 2 USB 2 and Molex power and SATA data for the hot swap at the top of the case. This Molex, however, powers the fan speed controller with the 4 fans plugged in currently, as well as their LED. And you get some fan hubs for fan 4, B4, and A4. So you can plug in some additional fans from the case if you wish to include some, but this case has some very, very crazy, massive airflow going on here. What else? Power, reset, and LED plugs. Wait, hold on. Power, just power. Power and, oh, actually, which reminds me. I totally forgot, but here it is. Okay, inside here, I forgot to talk about it at the front, but you get a hidden reset button as well as an LED on-off for your 2 front fans, but I might have talked about this already, but I definitely forgot about the reset. Oh, you sneaky, sneaky reset you. All right, back to this. Back to the cables. 2 USB 2.0 connectors, of course audio, and I believe that is all. Is that all? Have I missed anything? I don't think so. That means I should find, there we go, reset, and that's all for the cables. So moving that aside, I don't believe these side 140 exhaust fans were included with the original Throne case, so I think this is just like a little bit of extra that they threw in, which is pretty awesome. Oh, more airflow for you, very good. For where the hard drive cages are, and let's move this to this side, 3 5¼ inch drive bays, and 10 drive mounts. Let me count that again. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. That's a lot, it's hard to believe. But let me take out one of these trays. Sturdy steel trays with these rubberized pads to help reduce the vibration, and you also get mounting points for a 2.5 inch drive. So for those of you who love putting lots and lots of drives in their case, you get 10 options. That is pretty freaking sweet. And one last thing. Oh yes, accessories, of course, you cannot forget accessories. But before that, I do like to go over some clearances, as I generally do go over those. So for the CPU cooler height clearance, you get 180 millimeters or 7 inches. I give you both measurements so you can pick and choose if you're in the US or everywhere else. And for the power supply, 330 millimeters, 12.9 inches, GPU, 330 millimeters and 12.9 inches, same thing. Oh yeah, and because the original Throne without the window didn't come with these fans, please don't quote me, please check out the video that I did. Make sure that there weren't any, because I don't remember every aspect of it. However, so because these fans are here, I don't think you'll get the 12.9 inches. I measured with a ruler. Ta-da! And look, it's like just a little over 12 inches right here. So without the fans, yes, you will get 12.9 inches of clearance. Same thing with the power supply, I'm sure, and obviously you cannot include a bottom fan if you decide to use a very long power supply. So I have my trusty blade for cutting open this box of accessories. So let's see what you get. In the meantime, user's manual. Always very helpful. How you install everything. Very nice. Oh no, I have dropped the motherboard speaker. But let's see what else you get. A bag of your golden motherboard standoffs, as well as various mounting screws. I really do prefer them in individualized packages, but this is fine too, along with some zip ties. 5¼ inch to 3.5 inch adapter bay cover, if you do decide to use the front for a 3.5 inch drive. And one last thing, kind of helpful for full towers like these, or even larger ultra towers, but this one is pretty tall. You get an 8-pin CPU extension, power extension cable in case you don't get enough reach. So this will plug into your motherboard just fine. Here's a demo of the case LED for the gunmetal gray color. And these are the front 2140 white LED fans. Currently it is on low, and using the fan speed control, I'm going to put it on high. And you'll also notice that the LED brightens as well. And that's for the A controller. The B is for the top fans. The top fans are connected to it. So let's bring that to its highest too. All right, now let's move on to the black. Here's a demo of the black case LEDs, your two front 140 red LED fans, currently on low, and we're going to put it on high. LEDs also increase in intensity, with the black fans also on highest RPM. You can hear the sound. Now it's time to pack this giant baby away into its two boxes, by the way. Experienced a little bit of box exception earlier. One box and another box was a little frustrating, but it's safer for the case. So here we go, 30.9 pounds. Generally what I lift, but this should be a little heavy. Oh my gosh, I did it. That wraps up our overview on these Rosewill Throne full tower computer cases. I'm Joanne, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to our Newegg YouTube channel. Thanks for watching Newegg TV, and we'll see you next time.